Today we have the Mandarin idiom 抛砖引玉 throwing out a brick to attract jade. 抛砖引玉 to present a modest idea or example in hopes of inspiring others to contribute better, more valuable insights. It's often used to express humility before offering one's own opinion or to encourage discussion. 抛砖引玉 English explanation 抛砖引玉 This idiom is used when someone offers a rough or simple suggestion, not because it is perfect, but to get the conversation started and invite more refined or insightful input from others. 抛砖引玉抛砖引玉抛砖引玉 Origin The phrase comes from jade trending 鹿景的传灯录, a Chinese Buddhist text compiled in the Song dynasty. A monk humbly referred to his own verse as a brick thrown to provoke others to produce a jade or more beautiful and valuable contribution. 欲常作一计以抛砖引玉 To invite Zhao to compose a poem. Chen Jian first wrote 2 lines on the temple wall. When Zhao Gu saw them, he immediately added 2 more lines, which turned out to be even better than the first ones. 抛砖引玉抛砖引玉 In military strategy, this tactic refers to using something similar or seemingly beneficial to confuse and lure the enemy into a trap where they can then be attacked and defeated. In this metaphor, the brick represents a small bait or minor benefit, while the jade symbolizes the real objective, i.e. a major victory. The goal is to attract the jade. The act of throwing out a brick is merely a means to that end. 抛砖引玉 Just as fish need to taste bait before biting the hook, enemies must be tempted with some advantage before falling into a trap. In warfare, deception methods vary, but the most effective ones aren't based on vague illusions. They rely on tactics that closely resemble real situations, making it hard for the enemy to distinguish the fake from the genuine. 抛砖引玉 For example, using fluttering flags and loud drums to simulate a strong presence is a false image tactic, which may not always work, but using aged soldiers or intentionally abandoning supplies to trick the enemy into thinking there's an opportunity are similar type tactics, which are far more convincing. Because they mirror real situations, they are more likely to cause the enemy to misjudge and fall into the trap. 抛砖引玉抛砖引玉抛砖引玉抛砖引玉 Of course, to apply this stratagem effectively, one must have a thorough understanding of the enemy commander's their military skill, psychological makeup, and personality traits. Only then can the strategy truly be effective. Business example 抛砖引玉 Let me throw out a brick to attract jade. Here's a rough draft of the plan. Feel free to build on it or offer improvements. 抛砖引玉 Conversation example 抛砖引玉 This idea might be simple, but consider it a starting point. Just throwing out a brick to bring out your jade. 抛砖引玉抛砖引玉抛砖引玉抛砖引玉